name is Emily. Welcome to my channel, Emily Solves It, where I share my love of all things puzzle related. Whether it's jigsaw puzzles, logic puzzles, riddles, brain teasers, puzzle games, computer, board, otherwise, cards, you name it, I probably love it. Today is December 24th, Christmas Eve. It is also the last day of my advent calendars. I cannot believe we have come this far. Now, before we get into that, I just want to say a quick thank you if you are here and have been here for all 24 days. This has been a labor of love. I have had a great time, so thank you so much for being here, for watching. If you're new, hi. Welcome to my madness. I will be taking a short little break for the rest of December, and then I will be starting back up in January of 2026 with even more puzzle solves. I have a kind of holiday themed one that I would like to do after this. We'll see if I can get that one done in time. But just so you're aware, I am taking just a short little break from the daily uploads, and then I will be coming back weekly with more puzzles. Now, let's dive in to our final day, day 24 of our Clue Secrets Under Snowfall Advent Calendar. Let's solve this mystery. Let's see if we're right. Let's get started. Last day, let's see if we were right. So yesterday, we were given all of the clues, all of the pieces, all of the witness statements. I expressed some frustration about what was going on, but we put it together, and as a refresher, I believe that it was Peacock in the ballroom with the ice chisel. Let's go back to our guide because it tells us what to do for day 24. How to win, day 24. Where do you think body was killed? Open that room's door. If you open the right where door and guess who and what correctly, you win. Congrats on cracking the case. You'll find a surprise in that door as a reward. If you open the wrong door or get the who or what wrong, then there's not enough evidence to catch the killer. Open the remaining doors to find out what really happened. Read the day 24 story on the back of page 49. There are two ways that this story can end. If you correctly opened the right where door and correctly guess who and what, read the top story. However, if any of your three guesses were incorrect, read the bottom story. Oh, that's fun. And then we've already looked at all of that. Okay. I do want to open the other doors. There's only two that weren't open. So it does give us, we had three options. I'm going to open my door first, and then we'll open the other two. So let's see if our book has anything. Here's my evidence that I wrote it down. Peacock, ballroom, ice chisel. Day 24, open the door of the room where you think Body Black was killed, then read the back of this page. Oh, cool. Okay, so get down to business. To defeat the murderer. Day 24. Are we correct? Deep breath. Bum, bum, bum. I believe we're correct. But let's open these doors just to see what was behind them. This says wrong room. The only crime committed here was Body Black's poor taste in food. So if you had guessed the kitchen, this is what would happen if you were wrong. You were unable to solve the mystery of where Body Black was killed, open the remaining doors to learn what really happened, and to find your surprise item. So that's what would happen if you had guessed the kitchen. And if we had guessed the study, it also says wrong room. And this says, of the many plots Body Black planned in here, his own murder was not one of them. It has the same thing. You didn't get it right. Open the doors, figure it out. So that's all of the doors. I do want to read the story of what would have happened if we were wrong. Guessed wrong. We didn't guess wrong, but let's read what it says. Despite the many accusations that shoot across the dining room, a clear suspect does not emerge. No one claims responsibility for Black's death, and no one can come up with an explanation convincing enough to accuse someone else. The sirens are now directly outside. Banging and muffled shouts of, "Police, open up!" can be heard from the mansion's front door. I guess we'll be facing this together, mutters Peacock. Green sighs. And the 5 of us who are innocent will take just as much blame as the guilty 6th person. Not necessarily, mustered Hurumps. Without enough evidence, the real murderer might never face justice. Together, the 6 dinner guests of Body Black walk to the front door and the authorities waiting on the other side. 5 of them are innocent, and 1 of them has just gotten away with murder. Very cool, very cool. So that's what happened if you got it wrong. We obviously got it right, which is exciting. So then we got it right. So let's see what happened here. Ooh, we'll look at our prize in a second, if I can get everything out. It's an ornament, but we will look at that in a moment. Perfect. This is the answer. It says, Solicitor Peacock in the ballroom with the ice chisel, which is what we had. This says, at dinner, Peacock picked up the ice chisel from the table and concealed it in her muff. She then stole the pistol from Black's library safe and added it to her muff. After encountering Scarlet, Peacock followed the piano music Black was playing. She continued her confrontation with Black in the ballroom, and when he refused to stop blackmailing her, she bashed him with the ice chisel. She then returned the chisel to her muff and dragged the body to the conservatory. She knew that Scarlet was heading that way. Peacock used the pistol to try and shoot out a window and escape. However, the bullet ricocheted and hit a flower pot. Water dripped from the bullet hole onto an electrical box, shorting out the power. In the darkness, Peacock fled through the conservatory's secret passageway to the lounge. She smashed the scanner and closed the door behind her, hoping to deter anyone else from using the passage. Then she accidentally dropped her muff before being found by Colonel Mustard. Perfect. So we got it right, which means we get like the good ending. All eyes turned to Solicitor Peacock, whose eyes flashed defiantly in the whirling lights of the police cars that are slowing to a stop outside the mansion. Yes, I killed him in the ballroom, she exclaims. I worked hard to earn my power and prestige, and I refuse to let a spoiled financier like Body Black have control over me with blackmail. He said he just wanted help with his hotel, but who knows what he would have asked for next. No one says anything, but banging can be heard at the mansion's front door, along with muffled calls of, "Police, open up!" Together, the other 5 circle around Peacock and escort her toward the hall and the waiting police. Mustard opens the door and hands Peacock over to them, while Green speaks quietly with the officers, explaining her crimes. Dun, dun, dun! We did it! We've solved Secrets Under Snowfall, the murder of Body Black. And what's our prize? We get a cool ornament with Peacock on there. Yay, we get an ornament of the murderer! It is very cool. It does have like these beveled edges of like snowflakes and stuff. I do like that it is like a cameo profile. And on the back we have the awesome Clue logo, the Clue C, and it does say 2025 on here. So it does mark that, hey, you did this in 2025. You solved the Clue Advent Calendar. I like that a lot. I also do like that we have a number of cool tokens now. So you could use this in a board game, in the Clue game, instead of your regular token. So I will be keeping the tokens. Now, the thing that I have mentioned before that does really bother me and has given away ending, not just because my cards were all over the place, but the underside of my box was rotated. Ideally, when you open these doors, the underside should match. So this is the hall, it should be under the hall. What was a big giveaway was all the way back on day 7, when I opened this and I noticed, hey, things aren't right. This is the ballroom. And if you notice, that's Body's body next to the piano. That's a dead body. And I think I even said something to that effect in that clip. Yeah, so that's really disappointing that my underside was not set up correctly. The inside of this half of the calendar was just not constructed well. and it led to things being out of order. Because the underside should be like what happened next kind of thing. Because this is the lounge, and you'll notice it's dark because when she popped up out of the lounge, all the candles went out. And I do love that attention to detail. My stairs are rotated the wrong way. Like, it's just very upsetting because, okay, if you remove this, this was handy when I had to re-put things in. They have like, this is an X, which means this isn't the right. It does have the day number underneath. This just slides out. So whoever built my calendar just literally slid it in the wrong way. If they had just taken the time to like look at it and line it up. My calendar would have been lined up. And like, that's what's really disappointing for me, is it was a simple mistake, but it did spoil some things. I learned information that I should not have learned, or I had access to the guts of this, which did ruin aspects of the solve for me. So overall, I loved this. Clue is one of my favorite board games. I love puzzles. I love detective, use your brains, logic, deductive reasoning. I love that kind of thing. So like, having just one simple mistake really mess up a large part of the solve is really disappointing. I think overall, the narrative crafted is beautiful. It's creative, it's intelligent, it is a lot of fun. The design is gorgeous. The art, beautiful. The manufacturing is what let it down. I will also gripe a little bit that at a certain point, some puzzles started to feel repetitive. I've kept a baggie of all of the pieces. I do this for my advent calendars. I don't get rid of anything. It said you could, I don't. It did get repetitive that we had quite a few folding puzzles. There were multiple folding puzzles. The cutting is fine because it gave us different things, but it was still cut this out and push it together to create a snowflake. Fold this to create a snowflake. I love the idea. I love the creativity of having different things to solve. It's not just a 3-digit number like the Exit the Game advent calendars are, or the Exit games. You know, you enter a number to get a code. I really liked that. Or you were trying to find a color, or you were trying to find a pattern. I liked that that was different, but it let itself down because at a certain point, you know, there's only one color it can be. There's only, that is standard with any Exit game. Like, there's only one option left. Some of it just seemed to kind of let itself down. And maybe there were a few times where the instructions just weren't quite clear. But I think it was cool. I did enjoy it, and if they make one for 2026, I will buy it. I had a great time with this. Thank you so much for watching. I am going to take the rest of December off. This was a lot for the month of December, but I will be back in January with more puzzle solves. There is a holiday one I would like to start with, but we'll see if that happens. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for coming back day after day. If you did make it through all 24 days of this, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here, and I will see you all in 2026. Bye.